There we go. Welcome to episode 2 of Way to Improvement. This episode, I'm actually gonna show it mostly from my perspective. I'm placing Zhao on this, but it's gonna be me against Avai in this scenario, with top lane being Kled against Yorick, set against Fizz, Janna Thresh against Janna Thresh, Lucian and Thresh against Jin and Janna. So I'm not gonna lie, this was an absolute stomp. Like, we did not take it easy on them whatsoever. Here I want to show you what I could have done better. There's a few pointers here and there, but in the beginning, Thresh pings that he's on his way down here. Okay, there we go. And I agree that we should do something. We get the flash level 1, and on that note, we just go back. We got a flash, and that was all we wanted. We pinged it 5 times in total, so I'm sure people noticed that we got her flash. Here, though, you will see if we switch back to the view that she went back after flashing. She had absolutely no need to go back, and that's fine. That's like, she lost very little health, so she had absolutely no reason to go back. But but she decided to anyways, and that's what it is. She came back in time though to take her leash, so it doesn't really matter that she went back, but she didn't have to. I then proceed to take my red to go to Gromp, where you'll see she takes her blue and go to Wolves, which is fine. But you'll notice that after I take these, you can see how I'm kiting them around, like, not perfectly. I'm thinking number 2, right? Yeah. So you can see it's not perfect what I'm doing, but it's fine. I'm doing a good job with the leash. I smited them. Always do that if you take this route. If you don't smite them, you're not gonna stay healthy enough using both your potions, and that's something you don't want to do. You can see I still have 1 potion. I then proceed to take my scuttle. You can notice at this point when I'm taking my scuttle, she's straight at her wolf. They have vision of me. And then here's where you'll notice the difference, because after I take the skull crab, I just proceed to go straight mid. I see a ganking opportunity, so I go mid. At this point, we see Vi. We saw her just before the wall ran out. Here is the first step where I could have done a little bit. I could have intercepted her Q, walked in front of her, stopped her, slowed her down. We would have been able to kill her, because I'm level 3, she's not. So here I then just leave. I proceed to go towards the skull crab, get that, Vi sees it, I smite it, I leave. Nothing happens here. In this scenario, I should have run straight top. This is the second step I could have done better. You see how aggressive he is? If I'd run straight top, Kled wouldn't have died in the first place. That's my bad. And again, here I got greedy for the blue buff, I kept going. And then after the blue buff, run top, Kled is TPing. This is where I do a circle around play. So I go straight to a Grumps, set it behind, because Grumps is huge in XP. She's dead, she can't contest, which was a good job instead. I go straight in to take a Grump. I only take the big one at this point, because he TP'd back. Yorick TP'd back, so if I stayed to take the smaller ones, I would have been fucked over. I wouldn't have enough health to do what we're about to do. And you'll see that this is just what we do. I survive, and it was an easy double kill. Now Yorick is even further behind because of the fact that he had absolutely nothing to do. He used his TB to come back the first time. He's gonna lose a lot of this wave, where Yorick will, Kled will get a lot of this tower. You can see Yorick first at this point receives minion wave. Still a lot of minions, but it was at least a level and a half he lost on those minions. Our bot lane is still popping off, which is absolutely perfect. It just means that I can take it a little bit easy, but I get greedy. You can see at this point the difference between me and Vi is that I'm 3 camps ahead. I have 3 camps on her, and that is that's a scenario you never want to be in. Well, technically only 2, but that's because I didn't finish her. Yeah, I got greedy here. Again, I should have recalled. This is the next step. I should have recalled. I'm sitting on a lot of gold. Level 5, I haven't been back yet. That's step 2. But yeah, I took a big grump, which is why it's 32. And now, like, you only get 4 CS per camp. But you see, after I smite that, I'm almost full HP. I see Jin being over aggressive. They don't have a ward, at least that's what Thresh says. I listen to Thresh at this point because he's been very good at giving vision. He lands his Q, and then use my W upwards to hit Janna in hope that we could fight her as well. But Janna backs off instantly because we killed Jin just too fast for her to react. That's fine. I then proceed to, fuck her over again. I go into a jungle, not seeing the timer on her buff at this point. I was just waiting. I figure it was around the same time as my own. A little bit slower, but it was around the time of my own. So I take her blue buff. I then go back. This is where we can learn something from the enemy. Because I go B, and you notice what Vi should have done here. She sees me. She runs down. She sees me. She then backs off and runs away. She knows our recoil at this point. She knows she's 2 levels behind because I invaded. Instead of doing anything, she either should have rotated much faster. Like at this point here, she was confused about what she wanted to do. So she decided to run up, probably towards red, then she sees mid, then takes the long way around. If she had gone here and just straight mid, she could have killed Zed. Or at least got an assist. But again, you see, while all this was happening, she could also have invaded. She had a bunch of time to at least take my red and my big grump and get out. And that was all she needed. Like grump, golem, whatever. She had time to take that and get out. She didn't. At this point, I could do 2 things. Because Vi's top lane, I figured that she'd be around top as well. Because of the fact that I just saw her bot lane after taking her blue buff. And I checked the camps, nothing. So of course she'd be top side. I decide to take her, not her, but my Raptors. And this is where you can see exactly what I was thinking. I then proceed to run down bot lane to see if we can get a gank. I then realized it's warded. But because I knew that Vi was top lane, again I go in and punish her. And I do this because she can do absolutely nothing against me. I then proceed to go towards the wolves, but this is where I mess up. I miss smite, as you can see here. I thought I'd do enough damage to get out. Here again, there's another miscommunication between me and Zed. Zed pinged on his way, and I thought it's because he wanted to take Fizz, and I figured Fizz would try to lock me in. He didn't. Now, me and Zed, we still proceed to want to kill her because we knew where she was. We didn't realize that she was going to Q over the wall. Luckily, Zed takes the hit here, and I smite him with a red smite, taking less damage. And we all get slowed to the point where it's just real awkward and we stand around. We don't get anything out of this. We all go to each and our own. That's fine. So I got to take the dragon because again, Vi died, nothing they could do. Zed gets executed to get a plating. Zed, Kled got a plating and got executed for it. I got the Drake. I recall. I get boost of mobility at this point. So my first back, could afford my entire skirmishers. The second back, I get boost of mobility. I do this because of my head. I know that she cannot contest me on my buffs. At this point, I am very terrified that they are gonna take my... oh, whoops. Oh, shoot. I did not mean to do that. But at this point, you will see that... I'm very scared that she'll go in and invade, because every camp is up, so I want to go. You see here that she misses her Q, because she didn't charge it fully, so she doesn't get away. I get stuck in this. Here comes the perfect thing. Because of the boots of mobility, and because of Kled, I just run it down. I run down, I use my W, I back off, giving Kled the kill. Here, again, their Vi died, their mid lane died, their top lane died. It's absolutely free. And they don't have any idea that I'm doing it else than the particles that I'm assuming they weren't looking at. So Vi proceeds just to go back to her CS. Where all she should have done was go and contest either me. She does eventually end up going contesting mid instead. But she should have gone contesting because she knew she couldn't kill I said it's voice firehead. Here's the second thing I do very wrong. Notice how I use my my herald, and it looks so stupid. I have looked this over 5 times, but notice how I use as much knowledge as I can to try and win this. I ended up taking the tower, he ended up having the ignite, I ended up dying. Luckily, this Kled is amazing, but you see, I didn't get any of the gold from this herald. That is step 2 I could have improved. I could have had map vision, I could have, well, not map vision, map awareness, and I could have used it better. Fizz proceeds to execute it, meaning we don't really get anything off of the herald as much. We just got 2 plates off of it. Kled gets the turret, and Kled being a Kled, he survives with insanely low HP. Like, yeah. It's insane. I'm confused. I ping him how he survived that. But he did survive, and that's all that matters. At this point, after I respawn, I run straight top lane. So you can see how Vi is again just cleaning her jungle. She's not trying to stop anything, but she's preferring her camps over, you know, her turret, her minions, her pressure. Our set comes in, takes advantage of that. Now, we are about to go into a fight where you will see me using absolutely everything I'm aware of. So let's go back a little so we can get the full beginning. So, let's just speed that up. That is pinging on his way at this point. I go in, I start the fight with my W to slow him down, thinking that he might run away, and then activate my Q, waiting for the wall. The moment he hits the wall, I just keep auto-tagging until I could hit over the wall. For some reason I hit the wall, I don't know why. I then proceed to use my W. At this point, I don't have anything up, nothing. It's all on cooldown. I then proceed into the bush. He walks and run up in the other bush. At this point, all my cooldowns is up. So I start with my Q, use my E to get an even more attack speed. Because my healer blades, he barely gets anything off. And that's because of my knowledge of things how I could pull that off. Without it, I would undoubtedly have died. So I proceed down to take Skull. Again, this is another thing I could have done better. I'm ahead, but notice how I'm not punishing her. I took the pink ward and ran back to my jungle because everything was up compared to her 2 camps. I should have punished her even more. I could have taken her red and her golems away. She didn't go for her golems, but having him off the map would not allow her to come back. Did she have better jungle pathing? Our set gets a turret, a kill, and dies, which is unfortunate. So here it's about to end in a few seconds. I wanted to take the rest of my jungle and then go for Drake, where, you know, my team then wanted. I'm not sure what they want to do because there wasn't a lot of communication about that. I think they just wanted to push mid, get a few towers. Yorick left because I guess he was tired of getting stomped. At this point, they surrenders. We win. There was, like, it was a huge stomp, but there was 3 things I could have done better. 3. And I'd like to explain to you exactly what those 3 things were. Those 3 things were, first, I could have, First, what I could have done better was I could have had better map awareness, had a few more ganks. Secondly, I could have punished by so much more than I did. And not punishing her more than I did, that's on me. That's my bad, that's my fault. Luckily, my teammates made up for that by always rotating to each other. Thirdly, I could have had more awareness when I used the Herald. Not only ganks, I needed to understand where my mid laner was. The moment I had Herald, my mid laner was backing off, which was rather unfortunate, but it's absolutely fine. Because again, Kled, my perfect teammate, helped me figure these things out. So that is about the 3 things that I can think of. There was probably more, a lot more, but these things will come slowly over time. So this is what I could have done to improve. If you guys watch your own VODs, Watch your own gameplay after you're done with a match. Look at these things. See, is this what you could have improved? Did you do the same thing? Were you ahead? Did you not punish the enemy jungler for it? Did you carelessly use your Rift Herald? Could you have had more ganks easily? If you could, keep them in mind the next time. So next time I play a game, not only using zhao, surely with zhao as well, next time I play, I'll know that if I play against a Vi and I'm ahead, I can easily punish them. I can run in there, I can tear her apart. That said, with any jungler, I need to admire with a Rift Herald, I need to gank more, and I need to have generally more map awareness. So that's what I took out of this VOD. I hope you guys enjoyed the video on that, and I hope you guys got something out of it. I will link a link to the build I was going for on zhao, and I will I'll see you guys on the next episode of Way to Improvement, and I hope that you enjoyed. Peace.